Good afternoon. I'm Leo Coat, as the gentleman said. I've got the honor to introduce Columbus Energy Resources. I'll briefly introduce you to Columbus. You may remember a company called LGO. Early on in the year, January, the board of LGO intervened. They believed the business was not going in the right direction, and they started on a search to find a new chief executive and a chairman. In May, I was introduced to the opportunity of LGO. I had an opportunity to look at the assets, and very quickly I realized that this is something which was missed by the market. I joined the board as executive chairman in May. We changed the COO, the CFO, and we have now got the full team in place. Stuart Ahmed, who is our managing director in Trinidad. We've got Gordon Steen, who is out there at the moment in Trinidad, a long track record in the industry. And I decided to take on the chairman role and CEO role until we've got the business to some scale. Why do I believe in this business? This is a lot of detail on one slide. I hasten to add, I've got only 3 slides, so we're nearly through the presentation, and then it's open to questions. Where are we in the business? First of all, we are operating in Trinidad. There's 2 main assets. There is the Gudrun producing assets, which is right in the middle of Trinidad, and we've got the Southwest Peninsula, which is our exploration opportunity within the region. The beauty of the Columbus assets is that we've got within one company, we've got both production and material exploration opportunities. So that's why I believe this is a unique opportunity. The other thing is, which is very interesting, I always carry around this little bottle of crude with me, and if you come to the booth later on, you can have a play with it. This is remarkable stuff. This is 38 to 40 API, and you can effectively put it in your diesel car and you run your diesel engine on it. So this is not the typical Trinidad crude you see all over the island. This is something different, especially if you realize that we produce this crude from horizons somewhere between 500 foot to 1500 foot. So it's all shallow stuff. Normally it's starry, heavy, H2S, nasty stuff. So I'm not a geoscientist, I'm a petroleum engineer, but the only way I can explain that there is something down there. Something down is leaking into our reservoirs, and that's something down there we want to find. Not only in Gudrun, but also in the Southwest Peninsula. So our strategy is relatively straightforward. We've got our own production. By the end, when I started in the business, we had 325 barrels of production a day. Doesn't sound a lot, but it is a small business. So the first thing we did is we reduced cost materially. Our London office is purely focused on the market. We are here to present at these type of events and engage with the investment community. The business is run in Trinidad. So that's where our COO and managing director is, and he's looking after the assets. As I mentioned, we started with 325 barrels a day, and we've already increased by 30%. That sounds remarkable, but it was a very low threshold, very low starting point. The field was operated by Petrotrin before, so state oil company. There is a lot of things you can do differently to add production to the Gudrun field. Coming back to our strategy, increase production in Gudrun will create free cash flow by the end of the year. We then invest our free cash into the business, further build our production in Gudrun, and then using that free cash in the Southwest Peninsula exploration. So how does the Southwest Peninsula exploration look like? We heard Andrew talk about if you want to play in, how did he say it, proven frontiers, you better bring a big bag of money. Well, we are here in a proven frontier. We are in the East Venezuelan Basin. This is, however, land base. BP has recently discovered 2 TCF to the west, to the east of Trinidad. ExxonMobil had a 500 million barrel discovery to the east of Trinidad. To the west. It's the other way around. What I'm trying to say is that the tail of Venezuela is right on that frontier. So we have got the opportunity to drill land wells in a big offshore play. In the acreage we hold 100%. We see already more than 6 or half a dozen prospects, and they're material prospects. They're somewhere in the range between 25 and 200 million barrels reserves. So very intriguing, especially intriguing if you can fund that with your own cash flow and your capital. The wells, the exploration wells we expect to be drilling somewhere at the end of next year will cost us somewhere between $2 and $6 million. So that's a huge opportunity in my view. When we first did our rounds in the investment community in London with this story, very quickly a lot of people recognized that this is an attractive opportunity. And 2 weeks ago, we managed to get Schroeder into our investor portfolio. They are now a cornerstone investor. And I can't disclose too much of the future because we're in an open offer period now. And early November, we expect to bring another £1 million into our war chest. That means that we've got the right team, we've got excellent assets, we're well funded, and we're opportunity rich. And this is our last slide. So each of the bubbles represent the scale of the opportunity within our portfolio. There is 6 distinct areas where we believe we can build a business. One top left corner is all around Gudrun, doing the right things around Gudrun, getting water injection into the reservoirs, well stimulations, drill some infill wells, and chase barrels in general. That'll get us to 1,000, 1,500 barrels. The top right-hand corner is the Gudrun exploration I talked about. The left bottom corner is our Southwest Peninsula, because we do have some production in the Southwest Peninsula. And then before I go into the Big Bang, the new country entry, we believe that in the space of 2 or 3 years, we'll have built up a very robust operating capability to export our knowledge to South America. So we won't stop just at Trinidad, but we will venture into South America. But before we go there, we're first going to do the exploration piece. And if these bubbles are representation, this green bubble, if it's drawn to scale, it would be the size of the screen. So that is the big exploration opportunity within the Southwest Peninsula. Timed perfectly. So we're a new business, effectively. We've turned around the business. We've recognized by the market that we're going in the right direction. And we're a company with big ambitions. We believe that in 3 to 4 years' time, we can be in excess of 500 million market cap here in London. So thanks very much.